Yes, when I was starting confirmation, I didn't really know what it meant to be a Lutheran, and now I have a better understanding.
Yes, my family has always dealt with many medical struggles, and throughout my life, sometimes it's been hard to trust God when my siblings are in the hospital. So that's definitely affected me, but in other ways my faith has gotten stronger because of that, because of how I've had to lean on God in those times when I fear that they're not going to get better.
Yes, so when my mom was going through her breast cancer treatments and that kind of thing, it really made me question why this was happening to my family, seeing her in pain like that. It was just I was mad at God, why did this have to happen to us? Why does it happen to my family out of all the families? Why us? But seeing her get through it and get better and get stronger really made my faith come back and be okay, God really does have our backs. He's going to be there to support us and be with us no matter what.
It has never wavered for the bad. But the day my sister had a heart attack, I felt my faith in God go stronger. I felt His arms around me.
After my confirmation, I started working and spent more time working and didn't spend as much time as church. And it was probably in my late 20s to early 30s when I finally came back to the church on a regular basis and really was able to appreciate what my faith brought to my life.
Yes, several times. When I was really young, a youth, even though I went to Sunday school confirmation, when you're young and you're going through things and you pray because that's what you were taught to do, but you don't get that instant gratification, it makes you question your faith. Is God listening to me? Is He there? So it wavered then. Now that I'm older, I know why. As a young adult, hanging out with my friends, college, not a lot of my peer group went to church, and, they had different thoughts about the world, which differed than my Lutheran upbringing. So it kind of made me question, all of the time that I spent in Sunday school and confirmation and all of that stuff, did it make sense? Was it really preparing me for adulthood? So it wavered then.
Yes, my faith wavered a lot when I graduated college. There was one time in my life where I got into an accident in Philadelphia, and it was in the middle of a big, huge city. It was noon, and there was a hospital next to me, and I was trying to get to another place, and I got into a little accident, and lots and lots of people around me, but I never felt more alone in my life because I was there by myself, didn't know anybody, was just going to a job interview, and had no clue as to what was happening. When I got back to where I was staying, I started packing up my stuff. And the last thing I packed up was a picture that just said, it had a picture of Jesus, and it just said, "Behold, I'm with you always." That clicked. That helped me see Jesus kind of in a different way and helped me a lot with my faith.
Well, it's just been getting stronger each time, because every time I go to church, it just seems I learn something new.
My faith has definitely matured. I've grown up to realize that you don't always get what you ask God for. Sometimes things happen differently, and sometimes if you pray for one thing, you might not get it how you're expecting it, but everything's going to turn out right in the end.
I think it's become more independent. When I was younger, it was I always went to church because that's what we did. My dad was a pastor, we went to church. I was Lutheran, I just knew that that's what I was. But as I've gotten older, it's become okay, this is actually my faith. I've taken ownership of it and try to learn more about it. And it's my own thing now. It's not just something that I've known. It's I actually care about it.
I have always had a strong faith in God.
Growing up as a kid, you had to be on death's doorstep to stay home from church. And so it was a big deal if you got to stay home from church because you had to be sick. But now I actually feel guilty if I miss a Sunday because I miss being part of my church family. And St. John's is, to me, an extended portion of my family.
Well, when I was a teenager, a lot of my faith had to do with repetition. You know, coming to church because that's what was expected. I'm going to Sunday school, going to confirmation, going to, youth group and all of that stuff. And I learned the basics of Christianity. But my faith has really changed since I was a teenager because as you get older, you understand what some of those lessons are that you learn, they're all about, that you learn in Sunday school. And as you go through life, you have different experiences that really help those teachings resonate with you. So my faith has changed in that it's gotten stronger as I've gotten older. Now, at my age, that does not mean that I'm all knowing in my faith, right? There's still a lot to learn because my understanding of certain situations today may change 10 years from now as I experience different things in my life. So it's gotten stronger since my teenage years to now.
Well, there's that story about Philadelphia, and I was in my early 20s, late teens. So what changed for me there was seeing Jesus as a best friend, seeing Jesus as somebody who's maybe sitting beside me, not seeing, I've been taught in Sunday school, my dad taught me and everything about, God Almighty, better watch out for God, and some fear of God in me. And so I saw God as somebody way up there. But it wasn't until I had an accident and felt really alone and then saw that picture that I realized I'm never alone. Jesus is right here beside me. And so I was able to start talking to Jesus more, and I started seeing Jesus more as a friend than as somebody unapproachable or untouchable.
I think it's gotten stronger. It wasn't very strong when I was a teenager. And as I got older, it got a lot stronger.